Okay, welcome everybody. This is um this is Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So Canadian dollar, Japanese yen has been on um has been on this whole kind of range for a while now, and it has given us a clear direction of where the market is going. If you understand top-down analysis very well, it's very easy for you to predict the market. Now, if we go back on the 6 month time frame, where I normally do, I know most people will say that this is kind of crazy, but it's actually you from you're going to know what the market is actually planning of doing, right? So if you go on the 6 month time frame based on market structure, we have this high, we have a kind of a change of market structure, which if you want to, this was the origin because we have this high, we have this low, we have this high. Market have a shift here, pull back and a lower low. The market pull back to the origin and gave us a double bottom on this region here, telling us that okay, this market wants to rally up. So it rallies up, got to the main area of demand and drop again back and give us a third touch on this zone, went up again, came back again and give us a foot touch. This is 1 2 3 4, telling us that the buyers are in this zone. They are very strong on this zone. And we have this was when we have a change of market structure. If you go on a much lower time frame like the 3 months time frame, you see it there. So this was when we have a change of market structure, and the market is trying to come and retest this high, which is here. The market retested this high here, and and sold off back to areas like this. Now, if you want to check this very well, let me do something here so that right there. So I know some people will be confused about what happened here. They'll say, this is a change of market structure. No, this is not a change of market structure. That's why it's always good for you to pay detailed attention to everything that happens in the market, right? This was a guy that caused a change in market structure from a from a low to a high. So we have this change of market structure on a 6 month time frame, which is very big. Now, this guy here was not a higher high because market never took out the former high. This was an equal high. We have this pullback before we have a breakout. So this is the origin that is not supposed to be taken out. This is the origin that is not supposed to be taken out. So I will delete this for clarity pose. So if I should go on the monthly time frame where we have everything will be very clear to us, and we have areas like this. So if you come to the monthly time frame, so you could see there that this was never a higher high, this was an equal high. The market came back, tried to take out this, but gave us a head and shoulder pattern. If you understand what I mean by head and shoulder pattern, on the monthly we have the head, we have the head and the left shoulder, and you can see where the market came back again to retest that head and shoulder pattern. And if you look here on the monthly also, you also discover with me that the market has hmm, okay, okay, okay. I'm just saying something here now. That's why it's always good to. Okay. So what is actually here on the monthly time frame? Now we have this neckline. Market came back to retest it. We have one, we have two, which is making this zone more solid, and we have like a kind of a week out and a close. Let me check something on the weekly. So on the weekly, on the weekly, that's why it's always good. On the weekly, look what happened here. On the weekly, look what happened here. I think for the now, what I will say is this. On the weekly, hmm, so as it's always good to pay attention, detailed attention to everything. This line will remain for the now. On the weekly, we have this high, this low, this higher high, pullback, and a higher high. So this was the last high, this was the last high, and we've seen the weekly closes with a pin bar. This is a hammer pin bar. Price action traders, you know what this means on a bigger time frame. Know what this means on the bigger time frame. So what I will say here is this: is either this is a fake out, is either this is a fake out. So if I should go on the daily, I also want to check out something very important. I also want to check out something. Hmm. 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 Okay. Still on still. What I will say for the now. What I will say for the now. Let's trade what we can see on the chart. But I'm expecting AUD, CATs, Canadian dollars, JPY to get to this all-time high based on market structure and based on market structure and so it's simple. Going into next week or the coming week, I'll be watching this guy closely. I think there's something I just saw now that will prevent me from going into this trade. So cadjpy, that's why most time you have to pay detailed attention. So firstly, we are going to see how price is going to react to this our conference. If I use my Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, from swing low to swing high, just want to get coming. This my Fibonacci is not from swing low coming from this. Okay, so you could see here that this area here is a 61% retracement, which I am not. I'm not a fan of 61% based on this sell pressure and based on the experience in the market. This pressure we see here and the doji candle we saw on the weekly, this pressure we see here is going to continue next week. So it's advisable to wait for market to come to this 50% discount level. This is a 50% discount level, which is here. Yeah, that's where you're going to be using as our first area of buy. We either wait for it to get to this level. Let me make this a little bit bold so that it's going to be visible. And let me change the color here. So this is going to be our first area of buy here, and we want to target back this high. And you watch the way, see the way you watch and see the way market reacts to this zone. If not this zone, we are going to use the trend line. The trend line will be our last confirmation on this. Then on this case, our stop is going to be just a little bit here. The target twice as much. So this is what I want to see on cadjpy. For us to validate, this is what I always say, bro. Let's not be faster than our shadow. We'll just trade, but from all indication, I want to see price get into once 117 on AUD cat Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So I want to see price trade back into this area, and it's simple. So this is what we'll be targeting for the now, and let's see how it reacts to this zone going in next week. Let's see how it reacts to this zone going into next week. This area will be our first area of interest. Why we want to target this high back, and let's go back to let's go back to 4 hours. There's something I just saw, something I saw on the weekly. There is something I saw on the weekly that is very, 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 very paramount. That's why I always talk about top down analysis. It gives you clear direction of some things that you were not paying attention to. Right here, right here. So it's simple. Just wait for price to come down into the 50%, and we want to see how price is going to react on this area before we jump in on that buy. And our take profit on this is going to be 111. So I'll be writing out the stop loss and the take at the back. So I'll be writing the stop loss and take profit. So our stop loss stop loss is going to be stop loss is going to be 109 109.1 109 point
I think we accept
eight
five. Yes.
109.804,
Come on, we need people.
and our target on this is our TP target on this one now is
You come
one
now. You're welcome. I'll
what
talk to my
TP target is
um,
111.571.
And T and something. T and yes. I don't have data now, but let me say check. Sha.
To be
Mm. Okay. Okay. No worries. No worries. I'll send it. Mm.
okay. So this will be our take profit and this will be our stop loss on this guy. First of all, we have trend line as our one first confluence, 50% discount level, and also from market structure and other stuff. So I think ideally this area is going to be a very strong area to watch. So next week I'll be watching this trade to see how it plays out. So this is the stop loss and the take profit on this whole trade.